We are taking a ride today on the Jansno X50, and this is a pretty sweet little moped style e-bike that you can get for around $800. It's like $599 base price with $200 shipping, so I always count the shipping in the price, so 800 bucks for this little baby. This bike has a 48 volt 14 amp hour battery and a 750 watt motor, but I think I've rambled enough. Let's get on to the speed tests. All right, we're going to do our speed test here. I am going to take off in no pedal assist and just see what it's like to pedal this behemoth. And under human power, it's not fun. I got it up to about 10 miles per hour here under human power. I'll say slightly below human power since it's me that's pedaling it. We'll go up to pedal assist level 1. And yeah, I can feel the motor kick in. This is not a bike that you're going to want to pedal for very long without pedal assist. It's heavy. I don't know the exact weight off the top of my head, but I will put that on screen right here. But level 1 gets us up to about 12 miles per hour. Level 2 is where it really starts to kick in and you can feel that power. So 17.5 miles per hour on level 2. Level 3 up to basically 22, and I'm just ghost pedaling now. Level 4 25, 26, 27, level 5, 28, it looks like it's capped out at about 28.6, so it is a true limited class 3 bike, so no problems there. So I'm going to do another speed test here, this time throttle only. I'm not going to do any pedaling at all. We're just going to take off and see what the throttle will get us up to and how fast it will get us there. I am in pedal assist level 5, and I should have mentioned up to this point I weigh 200 pounds because rider weight will affect your acceleration. So here we go. And I notice here, using throttle only and not pedaling, the bike is a lot less bouncy and it does feel a lot more just like riding a motorcycle. And under throttle only, it's capped out at 28 miles per hour. It goes a little bit up, like 28.4, and then rolls back. So 28 miles per hour is our cap in throttle only. If I start pedaling, Okay, so now I'm going to do a brake test. We are on crushed gravel here, so I'm not going to just completely mash the brakes, but here we go. The brakes are okay. They are mechanical disc brakes. I would prefer hydraulics on something this heavy and this fast, but it is what it is. We'll do a walk around of the bike now so you can see what you get. We get CST brand fat tire, 20 by 4 inch tires, mechanical discs, 160 front and rear, plastic fenders. Turn signals up front here, which was an odd choice in my opinion. I think that it would be more beneficial if you're going to ride this in traffic to have the turn signals in the rear. There's not enough cable to run them back. I'm sure somebody could modify something to make that happen, but again, I think it's weird that the turn signals are up front but not in the back, and I think I would prefer to have turn signals front and back, but that's neither here nor there. Those are the turn signals, that's what we get. Nice big headlight here, and there's what that looks like when it's turned on. We also get a tail light in the rear, and it does act as a brake light as well. Up top here we've got comfort grips, really well built brake handles, standard e-bike screen, and this is my favorite kind. It's just plain Jane, but it's easy to see, easy to control. Everything's very intuitive. We've got our headlight and horn controls here. Shimano 7-speed thumb shifter, and again, this is a great design that doesn't need to be messed with. Throttle control. We've got a key here, and it comes with a key that you can turn the bike on and a key to release the battery. We'll look at that right now. This is a heavy beast of a battery, and it is a 48 volt 14 amp hour battery. So yeah, at 14 amp hours, if you ride this bike with its weight at its top speed, it's going to drain that pretty quickly. Midpoint here, we've got a shock absorber right underneath the seat. It makes for a really comfortable ride. We've got metal pedals. Again, 160 mechanical brake in the rear. Another plastic fender in the back. 7-speed gears. Derailleur guard and Shimano derailleur. A couple of things that I really like about this bike is, number one, the comfort. It rides really nice. The handlebars sit kind of high, and you're in a position that you feel like you're riding a motorcycle more than a bicycle. That is especially when you rely on throttle only and you're not pedaling, because pedaling does add some bounce to the bike. But when you're just kind of cruising along using the throttle only, it really does feel like you're riding a motorcycle. I also like the position of this seat. It gives me plenty of room from the seat to the pedals. Now, I do wish it were a little bit higher, but for moped style bikes, you can't reposition the seat. And for some other moped style e-bikes, I feel like I've been in way too much of a scrunched position. This, I feel like I can maintain this position for a long time because there's plenty of stretch for my legs, and I really do like that. Now, with that being said, if you're of around an average height, say, 5'6" to 6 feet tall, this bike is going to be pretty comfortable for you. If you get any shorter than that, it's going to be a stretch because the seat does set kind of high, and it's going to be a long way from the seat to the ground. So if you have short legs, that might be a problem for you. But for most riders' position who are of an average height, I think this bike's going to be pretty comfortable. This bike's going to be actually really comfortable. So assembly on this bike was pretty easy, pretty standard, pretty straightforward. It is a little heavier than a standard e-bike, so take a little bit of time making sure you get everything put together right. You don't want your wheels flying off or anything like that. So, it's pretty straightforward, pretty standard, but there are some things to be aware of just because you've got some extra weight there, like with the front wheel and things like that. But overall, not difficult to put together. The biggest criticism that I have of this bike, and this is such a minor criticism, the seat is held on with 4 bolts, and as you ride a bike, those bolts will work themselves loose. It's an easy enough fix to just go down to the hardware store and buy some nylock nuts and put on there, and then you don't have to worry about them ever coming off again. But that's something that I noticed when I was putting the bike together. The nuts are going to work themselves loose over time for sure. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, so keep that in mind. Another thing I really like about this bike is that I think it looks cool. I mean, if you're going for the moped mini bike style look for a bike, this nails it. This looks like a moped, it looks like a mini bike. It's just a really cool looking e-bike. So another great thing about this bike is that it is set up to be a perfect project bike. If you want to put a bigger motor on this thing, you can. If you want to put a bigger battery on this thing, you can. The frame is solid, it's well built, and for what you're paying for the money on this bike, you're getting a lot of bike to work with. So if you're a tinkerer and somebody who wants to build your own setup, make something that is like wildly more powerful, you've got a good frame for doing that right here. I also like the midpoint suspension. It really helps absorb a lot of the shocks. I mean, this has been a really, really comfortable ride this entire time, and I've got no complaints in the comfort department. So you probably noticed that I'm just kind of cruising along in pedal assist level 2 using the throttle at 16 miles per hour. And that is because if you ride this bike at top speed with that 14 amp hour battery, it is going to suck that battery dry very quickly. This bike is going to be great for those commuters who need the speed to negotiate with traffic, but keep in mind that using this bike at top speed for very long periods of time is going to drain the battery very quickly. I have probably about 7 miles to get back to the beginning of this ride, so I'm keeping it down in pedal assist level 2. So hopefully I don't run out of battery, because this is not a bike that I'm going to want to pedal for long periods of time without any kind of pedal assist. Also be aware that this bike out of the box comes with the speed limited. There is a cable right underneath the seat. It's a black and white cable. You need to detach those two from each other to unlock the top speed on this bike. And I did that right out of the box because I don't think anybody's going to be buying this bike to be lollygagging on it like I am now. I think the people who are interested in this bike are really more interested in the top speed that it can produce. But I am always more of a bike range guy than a speed guy, so I'm kind of conserving my battery so I don't have to pedal this thing at any point on the way back. If it were lighter, I would have no problems pedaling it, but I think this bike weighs around at least 75 pounds. I'm going to put the exact weight on the screen right now, so again, that's not something that I want to pedal under my power. Okay, so I rode the bike 16 miles. Half of that was a mix of like top speed and pedal assist level 3, which was like 22 miles per hour to 28 miles per hour. And the other half coming back, I rode it in pedal assist level 2. I weigh 200 pounds. Most of the ride was flat ground, though there is a minor grade going downhill for the way out and a minor grade going uphill for the way back. So we got 16 miles on this trip. Now it says we got 3 bars here, but it was really at 2 bars when I was out there riding. So it's teetering between 2 and 3 bars. This is not a bike that I would want to take any chances on as far as running out of battery, but I will say that the battery is performing better than I expected that it would. Alright, we're doing a little road ride now to see how she does on pavement, and the whole purpose of this is to take it up here and go off-roading with it actually, but I'm doing mostly pedal assist 5 now, and throttle only. We're going to go up here and go right off of the road onto the pavement. We're going to go right up here off of the pavement onto some grass and see how it does. And yeah, no problems there. It's having a little bit of trouble climbing up the hill here. I am needing to pedal a little bit to help it out, but I do weigh 200 pounds. But now that we're on kind of flatter ground, that power picked right back up. It did make it up the hill, no problem. But if you're used to something like a dirt bike, it's going to be a lot different. Now the ride is really comfortable, even though it is bouncy, because we've got this midpoint shock absorber right under the seat. So as far as like riding off-road, it is not bad at all. Go through some gravel here. The bike does sit really tall, so it's got sort of a high center of gravity, but nothing bad. I'm just making a statement there. Actually, I think the bike is more suited for riding in grass than it is out on the pavement. This is kind of a lot more fun. And if there were kids here, I would not be tearing through a playground like this, just so anybody, for anybody who would want to be judging my character. Overall, I think the bike is a lot more fun to ride off-road than it is on pavements. So if you have like a big piece of property that you need to do like property maintenance on or cover a lot of ground, this might be a decent utility bike. I think it'd make a great pit bike. It is a weekend here at the lake, Saturday, so I don't want to go on the roads too much here. Traffic gets a little wild in my area. I'm going to do this hill climb again. I'm going to do this hill climb from a dead stop. It's a minor grade going up. I really couldn't tell you what the grade is, but it did kind of bog down a little bit when I hit it from a non-complete stop. So here we go to see how it does. This is throttle only. I am not pedaling. It would definitely do a lot better if I had a run at it, but it's making it up, no problem. It's going right up the hill. And we've got some parking blocks here. Yeah, it made it right up the hill through grass, no problem. That's enough of an off-road test for me. I would like to take it out on the road more, but this is definitely not a weekend for that. There's a lot of traffic out, and weekender traffic here is kind of crazy. So on country roads like this, no thank you. If I were actually in town, I would have no problems with it whatsoever. Gets up to speed pretty quickly though, especially on these paved roads. Ride's nice. So my final thoughts on the Jansno X50. Well, it's not the most practical bike you can buy, but at 800 bucks, I think you're getting a lot of bike here for not a whole lot of money. And I think it's worth every penny that you spend on it. It's pretty fast. It's not up in like Sur-Ron levels of fast, but it's also not up in Sur-Ron levels of price. So I think you're getting a really good all-rounder for the price that you pay for this bike. It's also set up to be a prime bike for future projects. So if you want to do some tinkering and make some modifications of your own, this bike is really set up for that. So again, it's not the most practical bike. If you want to ride the bike for a long time, you're going to be putting it in a much lower pedal assist like what I'm riding it in now. So you're only going to be getting around, 16 miles per hour out of it. But if you want to ride it at those really fast speeds, you have that option, but it's going to drain the battery dry really, really quickly. But anyway, I think I've covered just about everything I need to cover on this bike. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.